Tricia, one of the things you mentioned in your talk is that market research people, one of your core values is making money for organizations. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because you were very funny about it in your talk.
Yeah. Well, there's this whole perception of interesting data and it being market research being a core function of an organization. But at the end of the day, the real purpose of the market research team is to sell more to more people more often for more money on more occasions. I was joking during my presentation that when I raised this the first time a few years ago, I got a lot of looks of horror at what I was saying. And at the end of the day, you can choose any philanthropic organization, and if you're the market researcher, your job is to figure out how to get more money into that organization. And I think if we really hone into the insights to impact, that is the impact that the market research group should be having within the organization. And that's again why I talk about a chief insights officer. For magazines, that'd be chief audience officer. That's someone at a very senior level that can see that full big picture, have the integrated outlook, and bring the right tools into place.
And you talked also about the difference between data being a commodity but insight being a currency. Can you explain what you mean by that?
So, big data has really been the nail in the coffin of just having data is really a commodity. Numbers. We suffer from too much information nowadays. It's being able to really analyze that data, having your strategy in place before you even start down that process, and hone in on what are the actual insights that are going to drive your organization forward. And that's what we at Northstar are really focused on.
And is it becoming more difficult or less difficult to find those insights, given now that we just don't have Nielsen ratings and products that move off a shelf and stuff, but we've got flow through a website and dwell times? So is more data more complex, or does it provide some clarity?
Actually, I think it's far more complicated, and it's really bringing us back to the fundamentals. You have to focus on strategy first, and then evaluate what data you need and what it all means relative to your business challenge. And the fact that we have so much data at such a rapid speed now means that oftentimes that whole strategy to impact piece is missed, and it's missed in a sea of data. So that's where the focus really needs to be, is what's that strategy and how do you then analyze what the data actually means.
So it's not a game for a numbers wonk only, right?
It is definitely not. No, and that's, I joked in my presentation, data and market research, the story, it really can be exciting, thrilling, anxiety-provoking, challenging, fun, and ultimately powerful. And that's something that oftentimes gets missed in the justification of market research as a science. It is a science, but it's also an art, and that can be incredibly powerful if you're using that strategically through your organization to drive the business impact that you want.
Great. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.